Okay, this is part 3 of the Adventures of Matthew Robinson. I have to apologize right away because, as you can see, there's some pixelization going on there. There's a little bar that you'll see on the right side of the screen that looks a little messed up. And the reason that is because some of the mini DV tapes, this was before I had an HD camera, of course, and I was using tape. And some of the tape got magnetized, so some of the sections got a little messed up. Now this is at Jess Mario's grandparents' backyard. They have a pool. It was really nice. They let us film there. And of course that's me. And also there's Justin Mario, who ironically was not in the first movie. Justin Mario is the guy in the red shirt, or orange shirt rather. And he was not in the first movie, even though he was a big part of the original episodes. When we wrote them, Justin Mario's character, which was named of course Justin Mario, he was never really part in the first movie. Now there's Kyle, who's in the first movie, of course, and his kind of motivations in the first movie of being this kind of Benedict Arnold don't carry over. It's just kind of like almost sitcom-like. Okay, everyone's forgave and forgotten about what Kyle did in the first movie. He's wearing a 2011 shirt, Engineering 2011. That's for the University of Case Western, which he attends. Now this is back at Santa Monica. This is one of my friends, Kate Mitchell's friend. She just lives, film us one day. That's just kind of out of the blue. We just decided to do this scene with her, and that was a lot of fun to do. She plays it very well. This is kind of annoyed, ticked off woman, but I believe that actually is the real number for the suicide hotline. I don't remember. I like how she pauses and says, "Oh, okay," and kind of thinks about what the next number is going to be and everything. And then my character does not catch on to it. Like I said, in all the Adventures of Matthew Robinson movies, pretty much everyone's stupid and then one or two people are smart. And of course that's Justin Muriel, finally appearing in the Adventures of Matthew Robinson movie, and that's Kyle. And then we go back to K.O. Johnston, and this is a different scene we shot with her that day, where I'm kind of bragging and talking about how great it's going to be to go back to the Midwest and my expectations of the Midwest and how I think it's going to be my first summer back home. All very fun stuff. And as you can see, I am jacked. Yeah, sure. My forearms are so small. It doesn't matter how much I work out. My forearms just don't seem to get any bigger. It drives me insane how they just won't get any bigger. One day. So now we're back in the same scene. Of course, that stupid digital pixelization thing is still bugging the heck out of me. We're right outside the beach house. Funny little fact you should know about the next person coming up, Kate Mitchell. She was in my screenwriting class. She actually wrote a pretty good script, actually. And this was a great scene to do just because I thought it was an idea that I had in my head when I did stand-up, that George Bush was such an unpopular president that you could get a girlfriend by dating, or get a girlfriend by just saying that you hated George Bush. And so that whole scene was about, and I love doing that. This scene was completely improv, where Kyle makes the sexual chocolate comment, and then Justin just comes in like, yeah, and he does this little wow kind of scene. So that was completely improv. I think Justin or Kyle came up with the idea while we were there, and we just went with it. And that was Justin's girlfriend at the time. And we just decided, hey, let's throw her in there. And so we did. Justin did not know I was going to do that. So when he saw that at the premiere, he was very surprised. In this next scene, this sex scene actually was about 4 minutes longer than it's shown here. And it's a very long scene. Even now, it's a pretty long dialogue scene. And this is basically, they kind of accuse me of being a homosexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Don't get it twisted. It's just kind of like, hey, I'm not homosexual. I'm trying to defend my sexual orientation. Just so I'm sure a gay person would want to say, hey, I'm heterosexual. I'm not heterosexual. You were going to say that was a Freudian slip. No, but what I mean is this was a fun scene to do. A lot of people like this scene. When I first debuted this scene to be downloaded, this movie to be downloaded, and I first premiered it, a lot of people said that they liked the scene where I was being accused of homosexuality. And so this was one of those scenes that Even though some people say it may run a little too long, it might probably run about a minute or two still too long, but it's hard to get to the build up to some of the jokes about some of the length. And some of it was improv. We decided, we're going to go around, we're going to talk about certain girls from our school. Hopefully they'll see the movie one day and see what their reaction will be. Actually, there are a couple of girls actually in here that we actually cut out of the film because we thought, oh, that would be too embarrassing to talk about, or she think that was creepy if we were talking about her, even if it was in a scripted movie sense. So we decided to cut some of the girls out who we felt probably wouldn't have a great sense of humor about it. Yeah, we go around. We only have one camera, of course, so it was very hard to do shots over and over again. We had to literally stop the conversation, change the camera angle, and just keep going. So you can see that we do that a couple of times here. This over-the-shoulder shot, seeing the mirror, you can see my dreads hanging to my shoulders. And we do another shot, of course, where you can see all three of us, more of the side profiles, and we do a couple of close-ups. But this was a good thing to do, and it was half scripted, half improv. We had more like bullet points, and we had to hit those bullet points. We had to hit those lines eventually, and however we got there was kind of up to us. And we only shot this scene 2 times, really, besides when we switched camera angles. I mean, we actually did the scene itself 2 times, and the first time actually it was way too long. We digressed way too much, even for an Adventures of Matthew Robinson script. So we decided to do it again, and we still digressed a little bit, which was what we wanted, but it wasn't as long as we did it before. And another little quick fact that's not unrelated to the scene, there's an awning, one of those retractable awnings above the pool house, and there for a long time in the original script was called for a kind of side storyline where Justin Merrill wanted to buy a sunset or retractable awning or something like that nature. And we were going to put it into the script, but we decided not to. It was just too random. And we wanted this movie to have more of a storyline than the first movie was. The first movie was more of a farce. This one we wanted to, even though we wanted to kind of keep some of the same elements, we wanted to give it more of a storyline. So people can follow it, and some people like that aspect of it, and some people don't. It's very 50-50 when you talk to people. Some people like the first movie better, some people like the second movie better. It's very 50-50, but we tried something different. And if I made a third movie, I would probably make it more. Probably a better balance. I think I would have less of these scenes and more of the scenes you'll see in the second half of this movie, so more like the first movie where you have lots of random scenes but a more structured storyline too. So it'd be kind of like the best of both worlds. It'd be like it'd be like the second movie in some aspects of the storyline, but more like the first movie in the aspect of random scenes, which was what The Adventures of Matthew Robinson was famous for. And this was before Family Guy came out. When I wrote The Adventures of Matthew Robinson, we had random flashbacks. I always joked that Family Guy stole the flashback kind of profile. Even though we really didn't do flashbacks, it would usually happen in real time and it'd just be random. So this is the end of part 3. Be sure to stick around for part 4. Rate, comment, subscribe.